Hi, and welcome to the BLT System. This is Dr. Larson. I'm the creator of the BLT System. And in this video, I want to go over with you how to properly set up your new BLT System account. So there are actually 5 different steps or 5 items that you want to complete. And I do recommend that you do all 5 of these to make sure that your lab reports look the way you want and function the way you want them to. They don't take very long, and they're pretty simple to do. So when you first log into your BLT System account, really every time you log in, you'll always first be taken to this page that you'll see is what we call the control panel. And if you are anywhere else in the website, if you're on any other page of the website, you can always come back to this page as a starting point. You'll see in the top part of the page there's the wording control panel. Just click on that, and that will of course always take you back to this page. So in looking at these 5 items that you want to complete to set up your account, the first item is in the right hand side of this control panel. You'll see a button that says click here to submit your email. So go ahead and click on that. Go ahead and enter your email address and your name and submit that. And what this is this will be the main or primary email that I'll communicate with you directly. So if there are any updates, any new educational videos or training type videos, any information that I feel is important to be communicating will be done so through this email address that you submit here. If you have more than one provider at your clinic or office that is going to be using the BLT system, I recommend that each person gets their email address submitted so that way everybody receives the same information at the same time. The second item is in the middle part of that right hand column. You'll see listed, when you log into your own account, you'll see listed your contact information and business name. You want to make sure this is correct and looking the way that you want it to. If you want to make any changes, below this there's the button of click here to edit. It's very simple to go in and make any changes to that information. If you have more than one provider at your facility, you can click on where it says add provider and add those names. Basically, you can add or remove providers anytime you want to make sure this always stays updated for your clinic or office. The third item, which is in the lower part of that right hand column, it says click here to upload image. What this will do is this will place an image, whether you want it to be a clinic or business logo, or maybe you want it to be a picture of you as a provider or a picture of the clinic itself. Whatever image you want, this is where you're going to upload that image, and then that logo or image will appear on the cover page of all the lab reports for you to create as a way to make it more kind of customized or more personalized to your business or clinic. The fourth item that you want to complete is now on the left hand side of the control panel page, and that fourth item down where it says lab test reminder, go ahead and click on that button. This will take you to the lab test reminder page, and if you're not familiar yet with what this is, essentially built into the BLT system is a lab test reminder process. And what this means is that anytime you enter in a patient's or client's lab results to create a lab report, this will automatically feed into the lab test reminder portion of the website. And what this will then do is once a week, you as a provider or your clinic or your staff will receive a reminder email once a week informing you which patients or clients are due for a retest of their labs over the coming week. So the reminder email will usually come out at the beginning of the week on Monday, and that will tell you who over the coming week is due for a retest on their labs. Also, what you'll see when you enter in your lab results on that page, towards the bottom of that lab entry page, there's a field to enter in the patient's email address. And when you enter in the patient's email address, that will also feed into this lab test reminder portion of the website. And what this will do, this will also send to that patient or client a reminder email automatically, letting them know that we are now near the time when we want to discuss or look at getting set up a retest of your lab testing. So the lab test reminder system, I think, is a very important part of this process. It helps to make sure that your patients or clients stay on track and on time with their lab testing so they can get the most benefit from the service and the nutritional therapies that you have to offer. So it will remind both the clinic or the office and your staff, and it will remind the patient at the same time. So what we want to do on this page is we want to customize that email that is going to your patient or client. We want to customize it to make sure it looks the way you want it to, and so it appears as if it's coming directly from you instead of from the website. So in the button that says Edit Patient Notification Email, you want to click on that. And then go ahead and make any necessary changes. The from name, you can put the provider name, or it could be the clinic or business name. The from email be the main email address for the clinic or the business. The subject line, you can leave it or change it however you want that to appear, but you definitely want to be changing the text within the message of the email. In fact, you're going to want to delete those first two paragraphs and then edit that third one, and then make sure below where it says thank you, you want to put in the doctor provider name and your clinic office name and phone number. Make sure all that information is correct. Then once you've updated this, then the email that the patient receives will look exactly as how you have it input here. This will make that patient notification email, that patient reminder email, much more kind of personalized, looking as if it's coming from you as a provider or from your clinic or office. The fifth item that you want to complete is probably one of the most important. It's a necessary step before you create your very first lab report. And what you want to do is you will need to select a template that will be used to create your lab reports. So what that means is in the left-hand side of the control panel, there's the green button for Lab Report Properties, so go ahead and click on that. Then towards the bottom portion of this page, you'll see under the provided lab report templates, there'll be a listing of different nutrition companies or nutrition distributors. These are the templates initially that you have to choose from. And just know that as of the making of this video, there's a smaller number to choose from, but as time goes on, there'll be more and more that will be added. Hopefully there'll be a couple dozen or more for you to be able to choose from. What you can do then is, if you want to take a look at the information within any of these templates, you can go ahead and click on the preview button. So I'm going to choose this most generic template, this BLT System, no products recommended. This is actually the most generic template. This is the template that I use then to create all the other templates. So I can click on preview, and you can preview, of course, any template that's listed there, and it will show you the lab tests that are part of that template, the reference ranges, if there's any products that are recommended along with the dose that's recommended. You can view the explanation for that lab test, or if there's any special instructions. So you can look at everything within that template. Once you find the template that you want to be using, then in that same line for the name of the template, you simply will go over and click on the button where it says click here to set as your default. Once you've clicked on that, you'll click OK a couple times, and then the button will turn green like you see here to show that this is your default template. Also, if you are somebody who knows that that early on they want to make a few changes and kind of customize that template, the way you do that is by clicking on the Edit button. And when the template is sitting down here in the provided lab report template portion, these cannot be changed as they are sitting here. But what you can do for any template is you can click on the Edit button, and you can go ahead and give that template a new name. And once it shows up in the upper portion under Custom Lab Report Template, essentially what I've just done is, for the template I selected and gave it a new name, I've made an exact copy or an exact duplicate of that template. So now it's showing up here under New Name, and once it shows up here, then you can make any changes that you want to. You can add lab tests, you can subtract lab tests, you can change the order of how the lab tests appear. Most importantly, you can click on the Edit Lab Tests, and it will show you the lab tests that are listed. Once you get to the one that you want to make changes to, you click on the Edit button, and then from there you can change the name of the test, you can change the reference ranges. If you feel a reference range should be different than what's shown, you can easily do that. You can make any changes to the products that are recommended or the doses how the timing of the doses or the amount for the doses that are recommended. You can make changes to the lab explanation or special instructions. So it's really very easy to make those changes. And I will be creating a second separate video to go into even more detail on how to make those changes to a template. If you do create a custom template, you of course still need to set that as your default. So I'll show you. I'll click on the button that says click here to set as your default. Click OK a couple times, and now it shows up in green saying that that is now my default template. Once you've selected your default template, now you're ready to go in and create your first lab report. And you do so by clicking in the left column, that first button that's kind of the reddish color that says enter lab results. Of course, you enter the patient or the client name, the date that their lab test was done, and the rest of this is simply entering the numbers for the lab results. It's a very simple data entry. Easy enough where you as a doctor provider don't need to be doing that part. If you have any staff people, they can easily go ahead and do that data entry for you to save you time, so I recommend you do that. And you just go in and enter in the lab results, follow the instructions, and know too that when you enter lab results, it is a required field to enter the date that the recommendations expire on. This will be the nutritional product recommendations. You always want to have a date that those recommendations will expire, and also the date of the retest of the lab testing. So I was talking about this lab test reminder system. So whatever date you put in for the retest of lab testing here, that'll be the date that feeds into the lab test reminder portion. And then I mentioned if you enter in the patient's email address, the patient will receive that reminder notification email letting them know that now is the time when we want to look at redoing their lab testing on whatever date you input here. And the date is totally up to you as far as whether you want to go a month out or a few months out, whatever the timing is that you want it to be. I'm going to go back into the control panel. A couple other things to mention. So now we've completed the 5 steps to begin creating your lab reports, but there's a couple other things I want to mention here. You'll see when you go in your control panel, after you first created your new BLT system account, there is this credits on account, and it will show 5. Basically, when you created your new account, it has given you automatically 5 free credits. This will give you a chance to use the system a few times to make sure you like how it works before you'd have to purchase any credits for creating the lab reports. And essentially 1 credit equals 1 lab report creation. There is a way to get free credits. If you recommend or refer another provider to the BLT system, and if they create a new account, when they register for their new account, if they identify you as the one that referred them in the registration process, then you or your account will automatically receive 5 free credits for each person that you refer to the BLT system when they create a new account. Another way that you can get free credits is when you go back into this lab report properties page. You'll see here it says under number 5, templates can be created for any nutrition company, nutrition distributor, or practice management company. If you do not see a company you want in the provided templates, if you take the initiative and connect me with the right person at that company, you'll receive 50 free credits once their template is completed and ready to be used below. So hopefully that's a nice incentive. If you have a good relationship with a nutrition company, a nutrition distributor, or practice management company, and you would like to be using a template created for that company, hopefully that'll be a good incentive to have you connect me with the right person at that company. And if we work something out where a template gets created, once that template becomes available, then you will then receive those 50 free credits. Alright, so that's the review of the BLT system. I should mention, once you run out of credits, if you need more, you just click on the purchase more credits there. And if you have any questions, go ahead and contact me. You can click on the Contact Us button. There's my contact information. I'm happy to help you anytime you need help. Feel free to contact me anytime. If I can't answer at the time, just leave a message. I'll respond back as soon as I can. So welcome again to the BLT system, and feel free to contact me with any questions, and I look forward to helping you and working with you. Thank you.